Rumors are swirling in the rap world as several artists are now accusing NBA YoungBoy of cooperating with the feds to secure an early release from prison. It all began when a report surfaced stating, "Looks like YoungBoy has been released from federal prison and either transferred to a halfway house or is headed home. I'll confirm soon." Not long after, it was confirmed that YoungBoy was indeed back home, leaving fans and fellow rappers shocked and confused. No Jumper picked up the story, and famous Richard took to Instagram claiming, "YoungBoy is working with the feds." His post read, "YoungBoy is snitching. This is his third time getting released within 4 years on new charges. On King David, you can't do just 10 months on a 23-month sentence. My first..." Attached to the video was a tweet that read, "Honestly, I kinda believe it too. The timing, the energy, the way things are playing out. It's all looking a little too convenient. Wouldn't be the first time someone played both sides in this game. You never really know who's working with who. Gotta watch everything." Oddly enough, shortly after returning home, YoungBoy hopped on a FaceTime call with Adin Ross, which only added fuel to the fire. The internet lit up with even more speculation that YoungBoy might be cooperating with authorities. It's worth revisiting the exact moments surrounding his release, especially when he appeared in court. During the virtual court hearing,
everyone needs to stay muted. Okay. Alright, Mr. Galden's case has already been called. He's done with court today, for those of you interested. Everyone keep yourselves muted.
Shortly after, YoungBoy entered with a grin on his face, laughing as one of the first things YoungBoy did in court was sign a document acknowledging that he understands English, but only has an 8th grade level education. But here's what many don't know. There's still a real chance he could end up back in jail. According to court records, his release file states, on March 10th, 2021, YoungBoy was arrested and charged with firearm possession by a convicted felon and possession of an unregistered firearm. The arrest stemmed from a music video shoot where YoungBoy was blasting music and dancing on the hood of a car in a random neighborhood. A concerned woman living nearby called the police after witnessing several men waving firearms in the air during the shoot. Moments later, officers arrived on the scene and took YoungBoy into custody.
So yesterday at court, the body cam footage of the officer who put the cuffs on YoungBoy back in September during that music video, the cop comes right up to him, whatever, he puts the cuffs on him, and then YoungBoy's reaction is kind of hilarious. I thought it might be interesting for y'all. He was like, "Yo, big dog, man, what you doing, man? Why you putting these cuffs on me?" That's what he was calling the cop. He was calling the cop big dog. He's like, "Big dog, you up right now. I didn't do nothing. You can search me. I got nothing on me." Cop doesn't listen. Cop puts him in and the whole time, YoungBoy's like, yo, man, what you doing, man? Big dog, why? And it really goes to show you a lot about this case. YoungBoy didn't think he did anything wrong. He didn't think that they were going to go and start taking footage from music videos and said, "You held a music video and you're a felon and that's a federal felony and you're going to face 3 to 5 years. No, and it really shows you that these federal laws, as applied to kids like NBA YoungBoy from the hood, are extremely unfair and extremely punitive, and we need to take a good, long look on what's going on there.
As YoungBoy was being handcuffed, his cameraman quickly tried to delete the music video footage, knowing it could be damaging since YoungBoy was seen holding a firearm. Unfortunately, before he could erase anything, police seized the camera giving federal agents direct video evidence of YoungBoy with a gun in his hands. In an effort to get the firearm possession charge dropped, YoungBoy's legal team argued that the camera was obtained unlawfully. However, that argument didn't hold up in court. It was later announced that YoungBoy had officially lost his appeal, meaning prosecutors are now allowed to use the video footage as evidence to build their case against him.
Update on NBA YoungBoy. He lost the appeal with the federal appeals court. He can take it up to the Supreme Court. What happened? So the federal judge, the lower court, ruled in his favor. She said that the video of him holding what looks like to be is suppressed. Can't be used at trial against him. The way you guys obtained it, you violated his constitutional rights. Now, the government went to the Fifth Circuit, United States Court of Appeals. The Fifth Circuit said, you know what? We have a different decision, and we're going to say that the government can use that evidence. It is going to be allowed in the case.
Realizing the case wasn't leaning in his favor, YoungBoy knew his best option was to accept a plea deal before the judge handed down the official sentence. Just before the sentencing, it was reported that the judge offered YoungBoy a surprisingly supportive messages, saying he had been robbed of his talent and potential because of his addiction. The judge then wished him the best of luck in turning his life around once he's released from prison.
Mr. Golden, I've seen so many times that good men and women who have a lot of talent and potential, that they can be robbed of that potential when they start to really struggle with their addiction. So I don't want that for you. You seem like a very talented young man. I'm hoping in your future that once you're done with your federal prison time, that you can be really successful on federal probation and have a really bright future where you can reach your full potential in every aspect of your life. Best of luck to you, Mr. Golden.
Thank you, Your Honor. That's all I have. If I could excuse
You may.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you all.
With YoungBoy receiving a 23-month sentence for his charges, things weren't looking too promising at first. However, his lawyer later shared an update saying, "I wrapped up YoungBoy's case. He got 23 months. But because of how we structured it, with credit from another case in Louisiana, he should be out in 3 to 4 months. That initially set his expected release for July. But due to overcrowding in the jail system, his release came even sooner. On March 3rd, Rich, the kid, sat down with DJ Academics, and during their conversation, they both confirmed that YoungBoy's release was just around the corner.
Drake, why be there right now? And I ain't gonna lie to you, because I was even looking at my Spotify like recap. Yo, I think hip hop is YB has to stay out of jail. Yo, we're thirsty for his shit. There's a it's more music with him. Wait on it.
However, YoungBoy's freedom might not last long. In a desperate attempt to keep him locked up, the feds have now brought up the death of fellow Louisiana native, JayDaYoungan. Despite any past issues, JD had always shown respect for YoungBoy and even expressed interest in collaborating with him during an interview.
Me and YoungBoy, soon we will be making music together. I'm a fan of YoungBoy music. Yeah, we gonna collaborate pretty soon and put on for our state, because when we do, I feel like this is gonna be one of the hardest collaborations ever.
The two eventually dropped their collab track titled Up with Mebit. Things quickly went south. The fallout began when JayDaYoungan leaked a snippet of an unreleased YoungBoy song. YoungBoy responded in the comments saying, "Delete this now. I don't know how you even got my song. I don't mess around like that." Jay, however, stood his ground and fired back, saying he wasn't going to tolerate any disrespect.
I'm a real, and I stand on everything, you hear me? Ain't no gonna play with me, ain't gonna disrespect me.
Jay took things even further by dissing YoungBoy in his track 38K, where he rapped, "You put that comment on my post. They laughed about that. But I was laughing when your baby mama was on me." The diss was backed up by photos of Jay hanging out with YoungBoy's baby mama, adding fuel to the fire. In response, YoungBoy allegedly tried to catch Jay slipping in the streets. While tensions between the two clearly escalated, it remains unclear whether YoungBoy had any direct involvement in JayDaYoungan's tragic passing.
You be hiding. We were headhunters, man. Come on, man. Open their mouth, change to what it was, man. Oh.
When you factor in YoungBoy's other pending case, things start to get even more serious. He was already wanted for skipping a court appearance related to an out-of-state case, which triggered even more charges. Since it involved another state, the FBI stepped in and began surveilling his Louisiana mansion. After monitoring the property for some time, agents watched as YoungBoy got into his car and pulled out. They followed him onto the highway and eventually attempted a traffic stop. At first, YoungBoy appeared to comply, pulling his vehicle over. But as soon as an agent stepped out of the car behind him, YoungBoy hit the gas and sped off, sparking a high-speed chase. He weaved through traffic, eventually turning off the highway and into city streets. After gaining some distance from the agents, YoungBoy ditched his car and made a run for it on foot. Despite wearing designer shoes, skinny jeans, a jacket, and chains, making the escape even more difficult. In a wild twist, he ended up sprinting through a fan's backyard, where the fan actually snapped photos of YoungBoy mid-chase and even shouted for him to run faster. Not long after, police caught up, swarmed him, and placed him into custody inside a squad car.
You know, talk to us.
As soon as we're done with everything, we'll take off the handcuffs. Okay, but
yeah, I don't have a statement. I don't want to be detained in these handcuffs like this. I'm probably if I haven't committed a crime of that day.
Okay. All right. Give us a second. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, give
so, you know, any statement, any voluntary statement?
No, sir. Mr. Martinez, I don't want to give a statement. I don't want to be.
These were serious charges against YoungBoy, including speeding, racing, resisting arrest, and more. The judge didn't go easy on him, but thanks to his millions of dollars, YoungBoy was able to hire top-tier lawyers. In the end, they managed to secure him a bond, giving him a chance at freedom despite the gravity of the charges.
For YoungBoy out of California is a $540,000 bond. He put up $500,000 in cash. In addition, he put up as collateral 2 properties worth in excess of $1.5 million, and he has to wear an ankle monitor. However, he's not going to be on house arrest. According to the bond set by the California judge, he simply has to wear the ankle monitor but is otherwise free to travel. Given that the California judge found that these circumstances are sufficient for a YoungBoy, why would a Louisiana judge find any differently? Louisiana judge is looking at the same facts, he's looking at the same charges, and he's making a decision under the exact same federal law. Sure, it's a different court and a different circuit, and the way the laws are applied varies somewhat. It shouldn't vary a lot. If this California judge said, hey, this much money and these restrictions are good, it would be very, very weird for a Louisiana judge to say, oh no amount of money and no restrictions. That would be very uncommon.
Despite YoungBoy's lengthy criminal history, he only received 23 months with a plea deal on the Firearms case, which has led many online to speculate that he might have cooperated with authorities. It's clear, though, that YoungBoy needs to stay on track. If he returns to his old ways, constantly engaging in beefs with other rappers and dropping self-incriminating lyrics, his freedom may be short-lived. Prosecutors don't take kindly to rappers who beat their cases and often make examples out of them. YoungBoy's tension with other artists is nothing new. For example, he had issues with JayDaYoungan and even NLE Choppa, who was once a fan, turned on him. Choppa supported YoungBoy with the song Free YoungBoy, but things soured when YoungBoy dropped the track Bring the Hookin' 2022, which many saw as a disrespectful diss aimed at King Von after his passing. The rap community quickly reacted. DJ Academics tweeted, YoungBoy on demon time right now, and he's dropping another whole tape. Lil Reese responded saying, that ain't no demon time. He's just rapping like the rest of these rappers. This led Choppa to side with Reese, stamping his approval by saying, I stamp that. YoungBoy didn't take kindly to Choppa's comments. In retaliation, he dissed him on a track, rapping, I bet your mom would be destroyed when we send you to God for making—
He's not able to defend his name, bro, and it be a lot going on within his name about him. When, to me, bro, he a real stand-up dude, and it was just unfortunate how it happened. Like, you came to a person as a man.
He even released a statement about YoungBoy, saying that YoungBoy needs to be more careful as he has a lot of people looking up to him. He emphasized that YoungBoy should set a better example, stay out of trouble, and focus on his music. Eventually, it seemed like YoungBoy took the advice to heart, as he ended the beef during an interview with DJ Vlad.
You heard that, what you think?
Oh, it was funny. I feel like, it's not serious when it hit the net. It's fun. It's just entertaining to me.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. Good song. Nice bars.